Welcome back into Wake Up America. I'm Rob Finnerty. I want to welcome back our powerhouse panel this morning. We start with our White House correspondent Emerald Robinson down in Washington, political analyst Mark Halperin, and former Trump campaign aide Rick Gates. Stacey Washington from Stacey on the Right also with us this morning. Mark, you're laughing. I'll let the viewers in on a little secret. I just checked my phone, Emerald, probably 30 seconds ago, and this is a direct text message from the one and only Mark Halperin. He says, "Before the break ends, please figure out if we are all-star or powerhouse." Panel, we've been at this for 4 months. I truly don't care what we call you, but I want you tell me, and that's what I'll call you. Mark, we'll start with you.
I'd go with powerhouse, and I also think there's probably a third good option we should all consider. Maybe let the viewers decide.
Oh, look at Mark. No stranger to television. Emerald, it's weird because
I'm a populist. We can have a contest.
Exactly. Well, you should probably do one of your own panels and figure that out. As 4 Trump voters, 4 Biden voters, what we should call the Wake Up America panels.
That's the next focus group topic.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll just say panel, but there's always, I remember one of my first shows at Newsmax, I called it a blue ribbon panel, and Mark didn't even know me, and he sent me a text message. And I was like, who is this guy? All right, I want to play you a soundbite. This was kind of funny to me. Ted Cruz yesterday was about to talk about the situation at the border. He's down there leading a delegation of 21 Republican senators. No Democrats would join them, although they were invited. And somebody asked him to wear a mask. Take a look.
Yeah, when I'm talking to the TV camera, I'm not going to wear a mask, and all of us have been immunized. So
make us feel better.
You're welcome to step away if you like. The whole point of a vaccine, CDC guidance, is what we're following.
And I saw this. There was so much more going on yesterday, but here he is about to talk about a crisis at our southern border, and some activist journalist says, "Can you please wear a mask?" Everybody in there, at least as far as the senators, have been inoculated. Rick Gates, we've seen so much of this, and it's confusing to the American people that don't watch the news every day. The whole point of getting the vaccine is so at some point soon we could take the masks off for good.
Yeah, I thought his best line in Cruz's statement was, "Hey, I'm following CDC guidelines," because that's what everybody's been told to do. And so when you look at the whole basis of wear a mask, don't wear a mask, wear 2 masks. Now we have nose masks, in one of the clips you showed earlier. Right. And I just think there's this inconsistent policy. And now with the vaccine and the vaccine success rate that we've been told, there needs to be a revision of those guidelines. And it's interesting that we haven't seen a lot of new information come out in terms of how that's going to be done. And I think it's very important that the American people know, because throughout this entire process, the scientists have really confused, provided a lot of disinformation. And I think moving forward, particularly after the vaccine, people need to know what they can and can't do, because that's going to impact future versions of the virus and how many people are affected by it.
Yeah, Emerald, we have those nose masks, by the way. We can show you some of that video right now. But this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the misinformation. People see this, and maybe if you don't read the news every day or watch the news, look, I get it. But they see this and they take it as gospel. They think they have to wear something like this because it's on CBS News. Look at that. The droplets won't go into your nose, but you can still have a glass of milk and a hoagie in the park.
I can definitely see those masks turning into some kind of couture line, right? You have like the cat version, and well, look, I don't think that anyone should feel bad about wearing a mask if they want to, and I think that it's a free country, and if you feel like you don't need to wear a mask, then that should be your choice. And I do think that private businesses have their own say what goes. But I think that it has become just so political.
Hello?
That's me. Sorry, my producer is calling me.
Why do the producers always call you during my show, our show, right?
Producer.
Just take it. I'll just take it. The heck with it. By the way, did you see my
priority, Rob?
I know. I literally, Wake Up America. I get no respect. I'm like the Rodney Dangerfield of Newsmax. Did you see my Rachel Levine piece, by the way?
I did not. I am sorry. I was on a radio show talking about Rachel Levine, though. I record, so I'll play it back.
Well, even better. We'll talk about it right now. Mark, then Stacey. Rachel Levine, she's an assistant health person in the, what's her exact title, Emerald?
She's assistant secretary.
Assistant secretary of health. That's what they do it, right? So, but it's a minor post. The vote was split in the Senate right around party lines. Here, she's our first transgender person ever nominated and elected to, or sworn in as to a federal post. The vote was super tight. It was 52-48. Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Republican senators, sided with the Democrats here. And people wonder why the vote was so close. It was so close because while she was health secretary in Pennsylvania, she ordered COVID recovering positive patients back into nursing homes, but she took her mother out of a nursing home and put her in a hotel just days after signing that order that ultimately cost lives. So again, the identity of the administration of identity politics here, Mark, I'll let you pick it up from there. But this is just, she does not have a sterling record as a health professional.
Look, I think there's going to be some great history books written. Maybe you and I will write one of them about how the two parties handled the pandemic. And for all the glorification of Gavin Newsom and of Andrew Cuomo and of the Democratic administration in Pennsylvania, I think there's going to be an accounting of, in the end, whose policies turned out to be the most successful, both in terms of opening and in terms of handling the most vulnerable populations.
Right. Stacey, your thoughts on the Rachel Levine situation?
I mean, it's just another example of people who should never be elevated to political office at all, coming from a local position or a state position and gaining access to the federal power that really touches all of us. And so I'm going to have a number of issues with Rachel Levine as a public policy person or someone who would be in charge of anything, let alone healthcare. But her actions preclude her from this position. But the Democrats are ruling with the iron fist right now. They're ramming through their candidates. They're bringing forward their issues and talking about things in a way that are kind of fait accompli. It's over already. We're done. Even the comment from Joe Biden yesterday, the president said, will there even be a GOP in 2024?
So bizarre.
What? Yeah. Where are we going? Like 74 million of us, where are we going? And all of our kids and all of our dogs, Rob, where are all of our dogs going? Like where are all of us going between now and then?
Such a good question. And what bothers me with the Rachel Levine thing, it's such a hot topic and it shouldn't be. She's transgender. This close vote in the Senate, 52-48, has nothing to do with her being transgender. It has to do with her record as a health professional in her home state of Pennsylvania. And that's the core of this entire scenario.
I was told by one senator that some of their colleagues were extremely afraid to even vote on her record because they were afraid as being seen as transphobic and portrayed in the media.
Of course, yeah.
Emerald, time for them to stop doing that, though. I'm sick of people saying, well, I'm afraid of being labeled. You're already labeled. If you're a Republican, you're a terrorist, an insurrectionist, and someone who won't exist in 2024. Yeah. So do what you want. That's what I'm doing.
White supremacist, too. White supremacist. Yeah, you have to throw that in there. Ayanna Pressley made that very clear. Panel, we got to leave it there. Really enjoyed the conversation. When we come back, by the way, have a great weekend. It's Friday. I always forget about that. Emerald Robinson.
Great weekend.
Mark, have a jazzy, powerhouse, blue ribbon panel weekend on our weekend shows here on Newsmax.
This could be the Fun Friday panel.
I know. This could be the fun-filled Friday panel. Rick Gates, good to see you again. Stacey Washington, always a pleasure.
Have a good weekend.
All right, see you guys.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.